Hello, human race with internet access. This is USMC Sax Oki, common sense talk about common sense stuff that I'm interested in. And today we're going to talk about why people really don't want or can't warm up to the idea of electric vehicles. Now, onto my script. I wrote this piece about 2 years ago after getting kind of frustrated with people's mentality towards EVs and really thinking hard on why more people don't look into and or own them. Now, I get it if you live in an apartment with no easy way to charge or another living arrangement that isn't conducive to EV ownership. I do get it. I lived in an apartment with my Chevy Volt and had to run an extension cord from my porch outlet out to the parking lot to charge my car every night. I had one of those cord covers I put out and taped to the sidewalk every night so that people wouldn't trip over or step on it. I had my roll of duct tape and a knife. I laid up my cord, plugged my car in, put the cord cover over the cord that covered the sidewalk, and then taped it down. In the morning, I'd rip up the tape, roll up the cord, store everything, and be on my merry way. Fortunately, I lived on the first deck and asked permission from the landlord if this would be cool. It was. If I would have lived on the second or third deck, this probably would have been impossible, and I wouldn't have bought my Volt. So bottom line, I get it if you don't live in a house. Now, the flip side of that argument is that I kind of think you're an idiot if you live in a house with a garage and haven't even considered an EV. You essentially have your own gas station in your garage where you fill up every night for a fraction of the price of a gas station. And if you own your own home, you can install a level 2 charger, which will drastically decrease your charging times and your costs by a little compared to level 1. If you own your own home and plan to live there for a while, get an EV. You'll be much happier and save a lot of fuel and maintenance costs. That's vague advice, but it is true. Oh, and never having to go to a gas station is truly a great thing, trust me. Without further ado, here's my article on why people don't want EVs. Why people don't want electric cars and other thoughts by USMC Sax Oki. The word electric and electric car puts many people off immediately. It sounds weird, futuristic, and too good to be true. It sounds like an appliance. Nobody wants to drive an appliance. Well, electric cars are not weird, not futuristic. They've been around for about 100 years. And they are not too good to be true. These vehicles are the most efficient, cost-effective, and smoothest way to get around. Batteries are good and constantly improving. Range is sufficient and increasing. You charge overnight at home, so the whole excuse that there is not a charging network like there are gas stations is just an excuse. Your home becomes your refueling station where the fuel is plentiful and relatively inexpensive. There is a good reason why electric vehicles haven't taken the mainstream or become the norm that no one is talking about. It's biology. It's a deep-rooted, feel-it-in-your-bones kind of thing. The internal combustion engine resonates with our primal need for fire, for burning, for a rhythmic constant reassurance that our world is strong and right. Humans like fire. We like explosions. We like the hum of an engine and the roar when we press the gas pedal down. Electric vehicles? What? You just plug it in like a cell phone and charge it overnight? It's silent, smooth, no oil changes? Weird. We complain about maintenance and gas prices and oil changes and transmission issues and, well, owning a noisy, high-cost car, period. We don't think about making something like our daily commutes a little better. With an electric car, you take away the grit, the manliness, or womanliness, and you take away much of the fuss of owning a vehicle. The last point, I think, is a bigger deal breaker for electric cars than any other. Before I hit that point, let's talk about manliness or womanliness. For many men and women, being able to maintain your own vehicle is a sense of pride. It's one of the ways people define themselves. When I talk to other guys about cars, how maintenance is done usually comes up in conversation. Do you change your own oil, brakes, fluids, air filters? It's pride. It was for me when I used to have to do such things. The thought of never having to do any of that maintenance nonsense or that you can't maintain your own car turns many off to electric vehicles. Not that there's much maintenance to do, even if you could do it yourself. Rotate the tires and refill the washer fluid. Alright, trucks and some of the people who drive them. First, God bless you if you own a work truck and actually use it for your work. You are the backbone of our economy, and I think there should be policies in place that give you a discount on fuel because you need it for your job. My cousin worked concrete, and his family-owned company used 2 F-250s to tow bobcats and heavy trailers. High fuel costs a few years ago were really hurting them. Those are the kind of folks who should receive fuel discounts. No, my big issue with trucks or SUVs are the people who own them for no good reason. They just like trucks. It's a manly or womanly, and to drive anything but it's manly or womanly, and to drive anything but makes you a lesser man or woman. My Volt's been considered a girly car to my face by a peer, and probably thought so by others. Now, I generally don't have a problem with this. Again, having a truck goes back to that biology thing I mentioned before. My grandpa's had trucks. My dad owns a truck. My uncle owns trucks. My uncles own trucks. They all have reasons to do as they live in rural areas and use it for work. I honestly want a truck. I don't know why exactly. I don't have a reason for it, but deep in my bones, I want to drive around in a truck. Owning a truck is romanticized. Now, if you love to own and drive around in a truck, great. You are keeping automakers profitable and saving thousands of US jobs. I hope it brings you happiness and satisfaction. But just a couple of things. Please, please, please don't ever complain about paying for gas prices in general, or maintenance. This goes for anyone who decides to buy a vehicle powered by an internal combustion engine. Just don't. Yes, gas is $2.75 a gallon now and considered cheap by most. Which it's ridiculously expensive for electric vehicle drivers. Remember those days at $4+ a gallon for a gallon of gas? They will return sooner or later. Alright, back to why people really don't want electric cars. There's no fuss. There's not much to do with the battery-powered electric vehicles, and there's little maintenance. I've had a Volt, which does have an internal combustion engine, unfortunately, for nearly 3 years, and I haven't had anything done to it besides one oil change and replacing 3 tires. It's carefree. Electric cars without a backup generator obviously don't have oil to be changed. It's sanitary. It's too good to be true in a way. It's not too good to be true. There's nothing to complain about except $20 to $40 a month in electricity. It's, dare I say, unmanly. You plug it in before bed, unplug it, and drive in the morning. Come home, repeat. Take it in to be checked over once a year or to rotate the tires. Simple and efficient. As electric vehicle owners, let's all just take a step back and realize that yes, our vehicles are cheap to run, fun to drive, quick, effortless, and require less maintenance than internal combustion powered vehicles, but that most others aren't interested. Period. Let me say that again. Other people aren't interested. We must realize there's a deep-rooted biological reason they aren't interested or won't even think about buying an electric car. Let's just enjoy our smooth, quiet ride. Thanks for watching and listening. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. If you liked it, give me a like. If you didn't like it, give me a dislike. Leave a comment, please. Tell me how to improve. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you didn't like exactly. I know I read a lot, but that's just kind of getting me started. I like to have a good script before I start these videos, and I think it just kind of helps me keep my thoughts in a good flow. If you haven't already, check out Learning Bear Podcast. And again, live simpler, live smarter, live with more money. Saxo Key your life. Thanks for watching.